13. Back to the Isla de Muerta. Jack was on the Dauntless again, and again Commodore Norrington wanted to put him in chains. "Mr. Norrington," Elizabeth said, "we have to go to the Isla de Muerta. Captain Sparrow can help us, but not in chains." "Commodore Norrington," said Jack, "Barbossa is the captain of the last pirate ship in the Caribbean. You have to catch him. But without me, how can you find him?" Norrington thought about this. "We have to go back to Port Royal," he said. "The governor wants to take his daughter home. We can't go after pirates." "Please, please," said Elizabeth. "Will is on Isla de Muerta. We have to help him." "Do we?" "Mr. Norrington, you want to marry me. We can marry. We will marry. But first we have to help Will. Please do it for me." Norrington smiled. Then he turned to his sailors. "Okay, men, get ready. We're going to the Isla de Muerta." Will and the ghostly pirates were in the cave on the Isla de Muerta. "It isn't a problem," Pintel told Will. "It's only a little blood." "Maybe more than a little," said Barbossa. He pushed Will down on the floor and put a knife to his head. "Excuse me." "Who's that?" said Barbossa. "Who's there?" "It's me, Captain Jack Sparrow." Jack walked into the cave. Barbossa looked at him. "Not you again," he said. "How did you get off the island?" Jack laughed, and Barbossa got angry. "First Turner, then you," he said to Jack. "I want to see you die." "No," said Jack, very slowly. "You don't want to do that." "And why not?" "Because the Dauntless is here. They want to take you." Barbossa took the knife away from Will's head. "Take us. They can't. We're not men, we're ghosts." "You're ghosts now, but after the blood, when you're men again, they can kill you." Barbossa thought about this. "So, what's your plan?" he said. "Go out to the Dauntless now. Ghosts can take the Dauntless. Then you'll have 2 ships." "And what do you want?" "I want to be a captain again, under you, of course. You'll have the Dauntless, and I'll be your captain on the Black Pearl." Barbossa smiled. "Okay, let's do it." Outside the cave, Commodore Norrington waited on the water. He had 7 small boats and more than 50 men. It was time for a fight. But when the ghostly pirates started to move, Norrington didn't see them. They weren't in their boats. They walked on the ocean floor, below Norrington and his men. Only the fish saw them. "Where are they?" said one of the sailors. "Can anybody see them?" Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. Guns. On the Dauntless. Commodore Norrington turned and looked at his ship. He saw his men, and he saw skeletons. "Quickly!" he shouted. "Back to the ship!" They went back to the Dauntless and climbed up the side. They shot at the ghostly pirates, but they couldn't kill them. Then Norrington saw Governor Swan. "Are you okay, sir?" he asked. "I'm okay, but where's Elizabeth?" Chapter 14. The End of the Curse. At the same time, Elizabeth left the Dauntless and swam to the Black Pearl. She climbed up the side and heard pirates. There were only 2 of them on the ship. They wanted Barbossa to come back. They wanted the end of the curse. The sailors looked at the food on the captain's table. "What will you eat first?" one asked. "Cake. A lot of cake," said the other man. Quietly, Elizabeth climbed onto the pearl. But then the pirates saw her. "Hey, you! Stop!" Elizabeth ran and the pirates followed. But they stopped when they heard a noise behind them. "What was that?" Gibbs was there, then Anna Maria, and more sailors. They pushed the 2 pirates hard, and the pirates fell into the water. "Who are you?" said Elizabeth. "We're Jack Sparrow's sailors," said one of them. "And now the Black Pearl is ours." "Good," said Elizabeth. "We have to help Will, and Jack too. Quick! We have to go into the cave." But the sailors didn't move. "No," said Anna Maria. "The Black Pearl is ours, not Jack Sparrow's. He took my boat." "Okay," said Elizabeth. "Then I'll go without you." In the cave, Jack, Will, and Barbossa looked at the gold. "I don't understand you," said Barbossa. "Are you with them or with us?" "I'm a difficult man," said Jack. "Nobody understands me. Here, catch," he said to Will suddenly. He threw a sword from the floor to the young man. "Jack," said Barbossa, "I almost liked you." Jack laughed. "Remember, I am a pirate," he said. Jack fought Barbossa, and Will fought Barbossa's men. Suddenly, Barbossa stopped. "You can't win, Jack," he said. Then he pushed his sword hard into Jack. It went through him and came out of his back. Jack stopped fighting. Will stopped fighting. They looked at the end of the sword. "I liked your curse," said Jack. "I wanted some gold, too." He pulled a gold medallion from his pants. He was a skeleton, too. Jack pulled the sword out, and the 2 skeletons fought again. Barbossa was good with a sword, but Jack was better and quicker. But ghosts don't die. He couldn't kill Barbossa, and Barbossa couldn't kill him. Will fought the other pirates. Then, suddenly, he saw Elizabeth. "I want to help you," she said. She took a sword and started to fight. But Barbossa saw Elizabeth too. He put his sword near her head. "I win, Captain Sparrow," he said. "Give me your sword, or the girl dies." Jack didn't move. He looked at Elizabeth, and then at Will. He took out his gun and looked at Barbossa. Then he shot Barbossa. Barbossa smiled. "Are you stupid? You wait 10 years and then you use your gun on me? You can't kill me." "He's not stupid," said Will. He stood next to the box of pirate gold with the medallion in his hand. His hand was bloody. He put the medallion in the box. Barbossa stopped talking. He looked down at his shirt and saw blood. Then he fell down, dead. At the same time, on the Dauntless, the other pirates changed too. The skeletons were now men. "What's happening?" said one of them. "I feel—" Norrington's men fought them easily. Some pirates died. The men put the other pirates in chains. In the cave, Jack cut his hand. He put some blood onto his medallion and put the medallion in the box. He took some other gold from the floor. Then he left the cave with Elizabeth and Will. But the black pearl wasn't there. He sat down. "I'm sorry, Jack," Elizabeth said. "I understand," said Jack. "I was late, so they didn't wait. They were right. Pirates don't wait for anybody." Chapter 15. The Last of the Pirates. Jack stood in front of the governor, Commodore Norrington, Norrington's sailors, and people from the town. "It's time, Jack Sparrow," said the governor. "You're a pirate, and now you have to die." "But father," shouted Elizabeth, "he's a good man. He helped me, and he helped your men." "I know," said the governor, "but he's a pirate." Suddenly, Will was at Elizabeth's side. "I love you, Elizabeth," he said. "I wanted to tell you before, but I couldn't." Then he ran to Jack and threw him a sword. They fought Norrington's men. Elizabeth and her father watched. "Shoot, Sparrow!" shouted Norrington. "Use your guns!" Will stood in front of Jack. "Shoot him, and you shoot me," he said. "Will," said the governor, "what are you doing? This man is a pirate." "And a good man," Will shouted. "You're nobody, Turner," said Norrington. Will looked at him. "I'm the man between you and Jack," he said. Elizabeth stood next to Will. "And my place is here too," she said. Norrington looked from Will to Elizabeth. He knew now. She didn't love him. She loved Will. Jack looked at the people around them. "Friends," he said, "remember this day. On this day, you almost killed—" But he didn't finish. He fell back into the harbor. Everybody ran and looked down. There, below them, they saw the Black Pearl. And on the Black Pearl were Jack's sailors. They were there for their captain. Norrington looked at Will. Then he looked at his sword. "This is a good sword," he said. "A good man made it. I hope you're a good man, Will Turner." He turned to Elizabeth. "I hope you two will be very happy, Miss Swan," he said. A sailor ran to them. "Commodore Norrington, sir, do we follow the Black Pearl?" "Not now. I think we can give them some time. We'll follow them later." He walked away. Will looked at Elizabeth, and she smiled back at him. "Oh dear," said the governor. "He isn't a sailor. He isn't a captain. He's only a blacksmith." "He's a pirate," said Elizabeth. She smiled again. Jack swam to the Black Pearl and climbed onto the ship. "You came for me," he said to Gibbs. Gibbs looked at the floor. "I know it was wrong of us, but—" Jack smiled. He looked back at Port Royal. Then he looked out across the ocean. It was a beautiful day. Anna Maria was at the front of the ship. She turned to him. "Captain Sparrow," she said, "the Black Pearl is yours." Jack took off his hat and his coat. Then he smiled and turned the boat to the east. He started to sing, Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.